Coming up, we have your May 2025 Las Vegas high-rise market update.
Hey everyone, I'm Kristen.
And I'm Christina.
And we are the Thomas Group with Real Broker, your local Las Vegas and Henderson realtors.
And today we have your May 2025 Las Vegas high-rise market update. Let's get straight into the numbers. So we'll start with our median sales price, which was $415,000, and that is up 0.6% from last month, and it's down 0.5% from last year.
So pretty stagnant.
Yeah, pretty even here. Then we'll go into our average sales price. Average sales price was $890,000, which is up 45.9% from last month.
Whoa.
And up 81.1% from last year.
What's going on there?
That's crazy. Yeah, let me tell you, I know we talk about this a lot, but one sale can really change that number, right? So we had one of the highest price sales that I've seen, I think, since we've started doing this. I was going to look back and forgot, but we had a sale last month for $10.9 million at Queensridge.
Wow.
Yeah, insane. This penthouse
or high rise
was insane. It was almost 15,000 square feet, 3 stories, like insane. Like it looked like a New York penthouse, like
wow,
but with the Queensridge style. That
Queensridge style, yeah,
if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
that a little bit old, kind of over the top gold,
kind of old money kind of feel.
Yeah, exactly. So that definitely there were several over $1 million, but definitely that almost $11 million
that pushed it up. So I think the better indicator of what's going on in the market is definitely the median sales price. Mm-hmm. And I mean, we're seeing the median sales price for single family and like the regular condos kind of slow down, stall a little bit too. So we are definitely overall in the market seeing a slowdown, but let's see what the numbers here are saying.
Yep.
To see what's going on in the high rise specifically.
Yes. So then let's go over to pending. So we have 68 pending. That's down 8% from last month, and that's down 10.5% from last year.
Wow.
So
tell us about close, and then let's talk about demand.
Yeah. So we have 54 closed, and that's up about 2% from last month, but down 27% from last year.
Yeah. So you tell me your thoughts. My thoughts on this is that high rise is like it's a specialty market.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
And when people's discretionary income is, a little bit up in the air, which we were seeing when the whole tariff thing was going on, there's just a lot of uncertainty, right? So when there's uncertainty, people pull back and kind of wait to see what's going on and what's happening before they decide to move forward. I think that's what we're seeing.
Yeah, 100%. I think a lot of people that are purchasing high rises, some of them that's going to be their primary residence, but most of the time it's either an investment property or it's a second home or something like that. I see, especially here in Las Vegas in this location, there are some people that live full-time in high rises, but most of the time it's more of a second home. So those types of buyers in this market and with everything that's happening in the world, they're kind of putting on the brakes. Except for that buyer in Queensridge.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, then that speaks to like there's always somebody out there that is buying. Yep. It's not like we've crashed to a halt here. It's slowed down 10%. Yeah. And, I think as we kind of see where the economy is heading, hopefully people will feel a little bit more confident moving forward as we head into the summer.
Yeah. Definitely. Okay, so then let's go into new listings. So we have 142 new listings. That's down 28.6% from last month, and it's down 5% from last year.
New listings are down too.
Interesting. But that's also, it was so high.
It was.
The last 2 months, I believe.
Yeah, it was really high. It was like everybody rushed to get their properties on the market.
Yeah.
Before the spring.
Even though it's down a little bit, we still have 142. That's where we've been.
That's pretty normal.
Yeah. It's actually even still a little bit higher than where we were, at the end of last year. So nothing too crazy. So then we'll go into inventory. We have 560, which is up 1.4% from last month, and it's up 45.8% from last year.
And again, that's very similar to what we're seeing in the single family market. It's actually hasn't increased. That's a smaller increase than we've seen in the single family market in terms of inventory. Single family market is up about 75% year over year.
Oh, wow.
So this is the market as a whole. But just remember, like when you go from really, really small inventory to still not a ton of inventory, even though that number, that increased 45%, that's big, right? We're still looking at like historically not a ton of inventory.
Yes. All right, so we'll go now to months of inventory, which is, we have 11.6, which is up 3.6% from last month, and it's up 93% from last year.
Yeah.
So definitely we've still got a bunch of inventory, which is good for those buyers, right? So I think it's the same in single family market, you know, and I think we talked about this last month too, but we're definitely seeing it turn into more of a buyer's market. So this is a good time to get a really good deal. Seeing a lot of price drops and being able to negotiate a lot for my buyers. So
Great. Good job.
all right, so let's talk about average days on market. We have 94 days on market, which is up 42% from last month, and it's up 47% from last year.
Okay.
So sitting a little bit longer.
Yeah, sitting a little bit longer, exactly, just like you were saying.
Yep.
I had one thing that I wanted to talk about. I just thought of while we were sitting here.
Yeah.
So you made me think of something when you mentioned investors earlier, because we had one of your clients in the office this past month who had bought a high-rise property as an investment. And I thought it was really interesting when he was telling Steve and I, when we were in here with him, like the kind of people that are renting out these high rises. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I definitely see a lot of that, especially over at Panorama, which is where he purchased, and the Martin are right next to each other. But even also in downtown Las Vegas, the Arts District, we see a lot of business owners and lawyers and people like that who are coming here. They want to establish residency. Also, I think we see a lot of people like in the medical field, because either if they want to be on the strip, I see them definitely renting out, you know, at Panorama and places like that, or in the Arts District, because there's that whole medical district down there. So
That's a good point.
Yeah, so we definitely see a lot of people like that, or even like traveling nurses that want something quick and easy to move into if it's furnished, you know, things like that. And a lot of these, I know you can get, you know, a shorter term lease in a single family home sometimes as well, but a lot of people really like that lock and leave lifestyle.
Plus you're on the strip, so you can go to shows and restaurants.
Oh yeah, definitely. So
The gym is right there, like an elevator right away. Like that's really cool.
it's really, really convenient. And I definitely think, especially if it's not a full-time, a lot of these people who are purchasing here are looking to establish that residency or renting, right? And they are not going to be here. They're going to be here the exact amount of time that they need to be here, you know, and then they want to be able to just lock and leave, know that they have that security at the front desk, or, you know, if it's guard gated or whatever, you know, just make it really nice and easy to come and go as you please.
And that makes sense. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, of course. And if you are interested in any high rises or mid rises here in Las Vegas, make sure you reach out to me. I'm your high rise expert. I'd be more than happy to schedule a free consultation with you. All of my contact info is on the screen and at our website, thethomasgrouplv.com. And my extension is 4 for Christina. See you next time. Bye.